Hey guys, this is Jimmy with Trailer Valet, and today I'm going to show you guys how to properly replace your solid rubber tires. So maybe you guys out there who have an XL, NV Pro, or even a 5X unit, and you've had your unit for a while and you're starting to wear down those treads and you need to swap them out, I'm going to show you guys how to do it properly. So you will need two 5mm Allen wrenches, and to start you're going to have to loosen one side of the axle screw. It is a free spinning axle, so you will need both Allen wrenches. I'll need to have one set on one side, and then the other side will be the side I loosen. So I'm gonna loosen this side. So this side's holding, and the side closest to me is the side that I'm completely loosening, and I'm gonna pull the axle screw out of. So now I'm gonna bring the axle screw out the rest of the way by hand. I've removed that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull the screw casing out. So it's gonna look like so. Now you can go ahead and from this side, as I was saying, it's a free spinning axle. So you can go ahead and just push it from the other side and continue to just pull the axle completely out. Your brass spacers on both sides will drop out, no problem. Just make sure you grab them and retrieve them. So as you can see, I've removed the axle, the screw and the screw casing, and the brass bushing are still in place on the other side. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pull the brass spacer out from this side. And then on the other side, I'll do the same thing. As you can see, the brass spacer right inside and the bushing are still set. Brass spacer and the bushing. Now that these have been removed, now you can go ahead and slowly separate the drive hub from the follow hub, and you should be able to slowly just coax the axle chain off of the drive hub. So I'm going to remove the follow hub first, which, as you can see, this would be the follow hub, the hub without the welded sprocket. So now that that's removed, as you can see, I can go ahead and just, without removing the master link on the chain, just slowly guide it off. And as you can see, this is the drive wheel with the welded sprocket. So for you guys out there who are swapping your solid rubber tires and you are changing them back onto the original hubs, with the drive wheel, the nut is actually welded on the back side, so you will not need to get access to the nut on the drive wheel. You just need a 14mm socket for the head. Once you hit it with the head, it will come off. As I said, the nut is actually welded on the inside. There's no reason to try and get in between here. You just need one socket for the drive hub. Once these are disconnected, as you can see, there's track marks on the hub, which will slot right into the track line of the solid tire itself. Now with the follow hub, as you can see, there are nuts that are accessible on the opposite side. So when taking apart the hub from the follow wheel, you will need two sockets, two 14mm sockets, or a standard crescent wrench on the other side. I recommend sockets. It's much easier to take the hub apart. So now, as if these are the new hubs, it's literally going to be the same process, just in reverse. So the easiest way to go about it is literally the exact opposite of what we just did. I'm going to do the drive hub first, and as you can see on the drive hub, there's two welded blocks. When you do insert the follow wheel, you'll see on the follow wheel, the block is welded right here in the center, off to the side. So this block needs to be set in between here. You cannot set the block on the outside. The drive wheel has to have the follow wheel in between the two drive blocks, like this. It cannot be attached like this. This would be incorrect. So if you have a lot of follow wheel play, where it's basically almost a complete half a rotation, you've probably set the follow wheel incorrectly into the drive wheel. So as I said, I'm gonna go ahead and line the drive wheel up. I like to put the blocks towards the front of the housing. That way when I put the follow wheel in, I can just slide it right into place easily. So I'm gonna go ahead and just slide this into the housing. I'm gonna slide the axle chain back over the sprocket, over the drive hub. Again, you should not need to remove the master link. So as you can see here, I've got the axle chain back on the drive wheel, and I have the welded blocks facing the front towards the housing. So now with the follow hub, with this towards the inside with the block, I'm going to go ahead and slide it into place. You might have to straighten the wheel just to get space. It is a little tight inside once everything is connected properly. So I basically have both wheels somewhat into place. Now with the axle, with the brass bushing still attached, and make sure that you have good lubrication on here. This is another metal to metal surface. So if the axle is dry, make sure you give it a little bit of lithium ion grease to it to help lubricate it a little bit. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going to insert this in, but before I insert this all the way, I'm gonna grab the brass spacer because it has to go through this. The brass spacer is right in between the wheel and the housing on both sides. And the brass bushing is gonna set into it. So once it's connected, it will be set like this. But the housing will be in between the bushing and the spacer. So there'll be a little bit of space like so. I'm just gonna turn this around a little bit. This part can get a little tricky. Again, just kind of get it to catch. So as you can see right here, I've got the brass spacer caught on the axle. And now I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of lift it to where it finds its way through the hole. And then you just kind of want to line up the wheels again so the axle finds its way through the drive wheel. So as you can see, I'm almost all the way through. I'm through the follow wheel and I'm partially through the drive wheel. But before going all the way through, I want to grab my brass spacer on the other side and connect this before I push the axle all the way through. If you push the axle all the way through, you will not be able to reconnect the brass spacer on the other side. So same process with this. Right before I can see the axle pushing out, I'm gonna push it back in so there's a little bit of space. So I have room to slide the spacer in between the follow hub and the housing of the tire. Okay, I pushed it through, so now the axle is caught onto the brass spacer. So the last step is me just raising the housing, this part right here, to attach the brass bushing on the other side. So I'm gonna kind of show you a little bit. See if I can do it from this side. So right now, everything is connected. I just need to line everything up. See, as you can see right there, the brass bushing just went through the spacer. So the axle, once the bushing is lined up on the other side, should push all the way through. See, as you can see right here. Now at this point, all you have to do is grab your screw casing, make sure you line it up with the lip on the axle with the lip on the screw casing. You can see a little flat portion. So make sure that is lined up on the axle. I personally like to set it and hold it with my hand. Grab the axle screw, go ahead and slide that in. And I like to hand thread it. If you have issues with these coming loose, I do recommend using medium Loctite. So again, once you want to tighten these down, you're going to need the 5mm on one side holding it so it's not free spinning while you're tightening on the other side. And you should see once you start tightening, the space in between the spacer and the bushing close up. And as you can see, everything is nice and snug on both sides. There's no space in between where the brass spacer is connected. And now you have successfully swapped out your solid tires on your XL, MV Pro, or 5X unit. Process is pretty much the same. And that's it.